This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Today we have a Kitchenaid wall double oven, and the upper oven is giving us trouble, which is pretty common because we usually use the upper oven more. And when we call for 350 degrees, we can see the broiler is active, nice and red. But after, say, 20 minutes, it says we're up to 350, but in fact we're at about 250, so we're about 100 degrees below what we want. The software controller thinks we're at 350, but we're about 100 degrees off. So we're going to try a few things here. First, we're going to pull back on the latch here on the left, and then we'll pull back on the one on the right. I'm using a flathead screwdriver to help get this latch pulled away from the oven cavity all the way toward the door. And then I can get the door off pretty easily because I want to remove a part here inside the oven. I'm going to post the model number here for you guys too. So I'm going to push in and lift, and that's going to lift the hinge forks out of the cavity. You can set the door down. And now it's still hot in there, so I'm going to pull out this rack using a mitt, and then I'm going to be removing and replacing the oven temperature sensor. It could be that the sensor is defective, so it's pretty easy to do. I'm going to remove a couple of Phillips head screws. It's still a little bit hot in there. It's best to let it cool down. And there's one at the bottom, one at the top, so get those out, and then I can pull the temperature sensor toward me, and then I can pull gently on the wire, and there'll be a connector connecting the sensor to a wire that I just have to squeeze in on a tab and pull the two pieces apart. I got to be careful though that I don't lose the end of it. Still a little bit hot. So I'm pulling it toward me, and there's the modular connector. So when you disconnect it, make sure that the back end of that modular connector does not disappear into the firewall, the metal wall there behind, but make sure you keep it out where you have access to it. So I'll press in on the tab above and I'll separate it. We'll put a link in the description below for ordering the temperature sensor. They're not very expensive. So I put in the new sensor, stuffed the wire back in there, tightened up the Phillips head screws. I'm putting the forks back into the oven cavity, and then I'll set it all the way down 90 degrees from the oven, and I'll push the latches back in toward the oven cavity, and then I'll close the door, and then I'm going to test it to see if changing the temperature sensor will improve it. My feeling is because the variance is so great at 100 degrees Fahrenheit that that's probably not what's going on. So that's confirmed after setting it for 350 and waiting again. The display's telling us that we have 350, but the analog thermometers are showing the same problem at 250. So the other thing you could try is to do a calibration. And on KitchenAids, what you do is you press the options button until you see the word calibrate. And then there should be some instructions. Usually you press 6. And then when you press 6, that'll allow you to do a calibration. And by pressing 3, you can raise the temperature by increments of 10. So I can only raise it up to 30. That's as far as it'll go. So I'm pressing it 3 times, and then I press start. And then I can, after that, set it, start just as like save. But then I can press bake again and see if there's a change and if I can get it up any better. But again, my difference on this oven was 100 degrees Fahrenheit, so 30 degrees isn't really going to do the trick. My suspicion with this machine is that the hidden bake element, which lives down below that blue enamel bottom panel, is no longer heating up as well as it should, so it probably needs to be replaced, which involves pulling the oven out of the cabinet and then coming in from the back to remove the bake element. But I think that's probably what I'll need to do. So you can do that pretty easily by yourself. If you just put some kind of platform that's about at the same height as the bottom of the double oven, and then you can remove a couple of screws on the trim plate, turn off the breaker, then you can just kind of wiggle it out of the cabinet. And once it's out of the cabinet, you can then get in from behind and replace the bake element. It's pretty easy to do. We'll put a link in the description below for ordering the parts from the Sears Parts Direct. It's pretty good. So I'm just trying the calibration sequence again. But when you have that much of a temperature differential, like 100 degrees off, it usually means that either the element is too worn out or the relay board that sends power to the element is not turning on. But since we're getting partial power, I think it's the bake element. Watching our video, and please subscribe to our channel when you get a chance, and also click the little bell notification button so we can send you weekly videos on all the different ways of fixing appliances around your home and saving you lots of money. So thanks again for watching, and please also press the like button for our video if this was helpful to you. Feel free to contact me at the email listed below, which is scottthefixitguy@yahoo.com, with any of your questions. And also, if you need to have a FaceTime meeting with me or a Zoom meeting, you can click on one of the links below in the description, and we can set up a 15-minute or 30-minute video conference where we can work on your appliance problem. So thanks again for all your support and for watching the video.